Coming up on UCentral News at 4:30. 3 are dead after a string of deadly shootings in Florida. Plus, how the local Turkish community is raising thousands of dollars to support the victims of the earthquake. And the final result of rapper Nipsey Hussle's murder case. All of this and more on UCentral News. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Jocelyn Schifferdecker.
And I'm Eden Jones. We begin today with some sad news. A shooting rampage in Florida has left 3 dead, including a 9-year-old girl and TV reporter who had been covering the story. CNN's John Lorenz has more details.
Authorities in Orange County, Florida, arrested and charged a man in connection with a fatal shooting spree Wednesday.
He is 19-year-old Keith Melvin Moses.
The Orange County Sheriff's Office says at 11:17 a.m. local time, deputies responded to an incident where a woman in her 20s was shot and killed, allegedly by Moses.
Detectives had already done their canvass of the neighborhood and had cleared the scene, and were out actually following leads on this suspect, Moses, because they quickly developed him as a suspect in this case.
Nearly 5 hours later, authorities say Moses fired at an Orlando news crew reporting on the earlier shooting incident. One of the victims, a television reporter from Spectrum News 13, died.
The suspect is not saying much right now. It is unclear if he knew they were news media or not. We're still trying to work all of that out.
The Orange County Sheriff's Department says Moses then entered another house and shot a woman and her 9-year-old daughter. The daughter died, and the mother is in critical condition as of Wednesday night.
No one in our community, not a mother, not a 9-year-old, and certainly not news professionals, should become the victim of gun violence in our community.
Charter Communications, the parent company of Spectrum News, released a statement saying they are deeply saddened by the loss of our colleague and the other lives senselessly taken. I'm John Lawrence reporting.
And back in the state, Oklahoma City police responded to a report of a suspicious package in downtown OKC last night near Northwest 2nd Street and Classen Boulevard. The bomb squad was called and the scene was cleared. At this time, the police department has said the item appeared to be a pipe bomb. Now, this story is still developing, and we will alert you if any new details become available.
And as COVID and flu cases are beginning to dwindle, another virus is making a resurgence. Norovirus can be transmitted for up to 3 days after symptoms begin and can cause symptoms like diarrhea and vomiting in infected individuals. There is no specific treatment for norovirus, but there are ways to prevent it, including washing your hands, staying away from untreated water, and cooking seafood items like shellfish and oysters thoroughly before eating. You can get more information on the recent outbreaks by visiting oklahoma.gov/health.
And today has been a little cold. It definitely makes me feel like the last couple of days that were warm were almost like a fall spring.
Yeah, just a little bit different than yesterday. Yeah. We're going to get our first weather look with Amber.
Happy afternoon, Broncos. Thanks for tuning in to UCentral News. I appreciate you being here. And today was quite a windy day, and it's cold, but it looks absolutely beautiful outside. Don't let that fool you, and we'll be getting into our temperatures in just one sec. It's 35 degrees outside right now, and it feels like it is 25 degrees. I was running across campus because I didn't bring a jacket, and I was like, it's so cold outside. So just make sure to bring a jacket if you have one in your car, or at your dorm, make sure you have one on you. And the winds is a north wind of 16 miles per hour. And our weather headlines right now is that there's going to be some rain coming up this week with some hazardous rain conditions, which will be happening this weekend. And it will be chilly for the rest of the week. So if you have any outdoor plans, make sure you have a jacket. And a fun fact of today is today's National Chili Day. And I feel like today is a perfect day to have chili. And here's our current conditions from throughout the state. It's 35 degrees up in Oklahoma City right now, 30 degrees up on Woodward, 39 up in Altus, and then Idabel is 66 degrees. I wish I was there. I wish it was in Idabel because it feels absolutely beautiful out there. Back to you.
Thanks, Amber. And at the state capitol, House Bill 2186, commonly referred to as the drag queen ban, has passed the committee as of yesterday evening, and this is despite of outrage from the community. Yesterday, hundreds of protesters gathered at the Oklahoma State Capitol against the bill, which would make it unlawful for a person to engage in an adult cabaret performance in public places or places where a minor could see. The bill will next be heard on the House floor.
And as special elections approach, Oklahoma voters will decide whether or not to pass State Question 820 on March 7th. And that's going to legalize recreational marijuana in the state. On your screen is a sample ballot. The measure would allow adults over the age of 21 to buy marijuana products for recreational use from licensed sellers. It would also allow individuals to possess up to 8 ounces of marijuana, 6 mature plants, and 6 seedling plants. The state would impose a 15% excise tax in each sale.
And for registered voters who are wanting to vote on State Question 820, you can vote early at your county's designated early voting location from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. on March 2nd and 3rd. Now, for those who vote on Election Day, polls will be open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. March 7th. Now, that's also the deadline if you're voting absentee, so be sure to mail in your ballot early so it will arrive on time. And if you have any questions, go to your voter portal on the Oklahoma State Election Board website.
And back to weather, we've actually had some crazy weather around the country as well. We have Winter Storm Olive. It's affecting up north, leaving millions without power.
Absolutely. And on the West Coast, California is actually under their first winter storm watch in decades.
Absolutely crazy. When we return, Amber will let us know how that might affect us with your full report.
Stay tuned.
To believe in the power of possibility, to always move forward but never forget where I came from, to value hard work, ingenuity, and hospitality. On one hand, my people are rough and rugged. On the other, refined and elegant. They taught me how to love beautiful things and cherish my past, to seek out adventure, eat well, and to have a good time. So I keep their traditions alive every place I go. They call me Oklahoma City, but you can call me the modern frontier.
UCentral News as a whole, you got to be in those different areas, like being on camera, being off camera, being in the control room. And so I feel like that is what prepared me most about being in the workplace.
UCentral and the mass comm department has provided me all the tools and the fundamentals that are needed in order to thrive well and thrive fast at my job.
Maybe it's time to hit the road and visit a place where stories unfold. This is the land of the ultimate road trip, with sights old and new on Route 66. There's fun to be had, so much to do, and a few new surprises before you get through. Oklahoma has the most miles to share of Route 66. It's really quite rare. TravelOK.com will show you the way. Come see for yourself this iconic highway.
Good afternoon, Broncos. Thanks for tuning in to UCentral News. My name is Amber Poston, and today was quite a chilly day, and that weather is not going to stay, but some new weather is going to be coming in, so I'll keep you informed with that of what we will be seeing in the next couple of days and this weekend. But for right now, it's 35 degrees outside up in Oklahoma City, and it feels like it's 25 degrees right now. So it's feeling pretty chilly out there. Make sure you have a jacket because it doesn't feel the best out there right now. Rainy conditions will be coming up this weekend, which will be hazardous conditions. So make sure you are safe this weekend if you do plan on going anywhere. And it will be chilly for the rest of the week. So those spring temperatures that we had yesterday are going to be gone for this week. So I apologize to the people that like the warmer temperatures. Those will be gone for a little bit. And fun fact is that today is National Chili Day. And I feel like today is a great day to have chili during these conditions. Current conditions throughout the state, it is 35 degrees up in Oklahoma City, 35 up in Enid, 34 up in Ponca City, and Guymon is 36 degrees. So feeling like 30s all across the state. But Idabel, it is 66 degrees down there because of how warm it is in Texas right now. And tonight it is going to be 27 degrees with a pretty small north mile wind, and the humidity is not going to be too bad for tonight. And tonight, with our current conditions around the state, it's 20 degrees up in Oklahoma City, 15 degrees up in Woodward. Guymon is also 13, and 40 degrees up in Idabel, 20 up in Miami, and Tulsa will be feeling like 23. So if you do plan to be outside tonight, make sure you have a jacket with you. And tomorrow it is 43 degrees up in Oklahoma City, 41 up in Enid. Ponca City is also 43. 45 up in Altus, and Ardmore is 34. So a lot of lower 40s and some higher 30s throughout the state. So having some technical difficulties. And so our daily forecast will be from today. If you stepped out this morning, it was 21 degrees outside, and if currently it feels like it is 35, and tonight it is going to be 27 degrees outside. Now we'll step out of the way so you can see the 7-day forecast. As you can see on Saturday and Sunday, it is going to have a 40 and 50% chance of rain, but we will be feeling those 50 and 60s. So maybe a little bit humid, but probably a little bit cooler because of that rain coming in. But for next week, those spring temperatures that we felt yesterday will be coming back. So it's just for a short amount of time that you'll be feeling these cooler temperatures, but next week will feel absolutely beautiful. Back to you.
Thanks, Amber. Now don't go anywhere. When we return, Lauren Henry has your full social media breakdown. That's next.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
You can achieve a lot using your imagination. I mean, I don't like to brag, but... Wait, who's that? And why is she all over these achievement awards? But with STEM, the sky's the limit. Shaboom! Use STEM to envision... Okay, I'm seeing it. Yeah. Invent...
Got any ideas?
I've got a few, actually. And create a better world.
Told you she's super smart.
If she can STEM, so can you. Find out more at She Can STEM.
In the land of wonder and awe, you won't believe you see what you saw. Where there's something to do for young and for old, where stories are written and then they're retold. Visit travelok.com today. Come see for yourself and come out to play.
I'm Lauren Henry, bringing you everything you need to know to stay in the social media loop. Breaking now, Alec Baldwin has pled not guilty for the shooting that took place on the Rust movie set. An accident resulted in the death of the movie cinematographer after a live round was discharged from a prop being used by Baldwin. Today, the actor pled not guilty for involuntary manslaughter, which came as a shock to most people. Following Baldwin's plea, he will not be able to consume alcohol, own a gun, or speak to potential witnesses. Rapper Nipsey Hussle was murdered in 2019, and his killer has finally been sentenced. Eric Holder is the man that shot the rapper outside of a clothing store in South Los Angeles. Overwhelming evidence, including eyewitness testimony and surveillance footage, aided in the outcome of the trial, and today Judge Jack sentenced Holder to 60 years to life in prison for the murder. Holder received 25 years to life for the murder and an additional 25 years for firearm sentencing enhancement and 10 more years for assault with a firearm. And the CEO of an online magazine known as Aussie is in hot water for alleged fraud. Carlos Watson is a former MSNBC news anchor, journalist, and businessman that was arrested and charged with fraud today. Watson is being accused of engaging in schemes to defraud current and potential investors. These charges follow an expose that was published in the New York Times back in 2021 that shed light on the deceptive practices of Aussie media. We will continue to update you as this story progresses. And could a writer's strike be on the horizon in Hollywood? CNN's David Daniel has the story.
Hollywood writers and producers are working to avoid another writers' strike. They've set March 20th to begin negotiations on a new Writers Guild contract. The current deal expires May 1st. Directors and Actors Guild negotiations are expected to follow. The 2007-2008 writers' strike lasted 100 days and cost the LA economy billions of dollars. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
And football fans, get ready because Netflix has announced their new docuseries Quarterback, featuring players from the 2022 NFL season. The series will follow Kirk Cousins, Marcus Mariota, and Patrick Mahomes. The show also features a look into the athletes' lives and allows viewers to hear the commentary of athletes mic'd up on the field. Netflix has not released a date, but does say that the series will premiere this summer. And Outer Banks Season 3 is out now. Follow your favorite characters in even more crazy adventures this season. The series features 10 one-hour-long episodes with many of the actors from previous seasons returning. The premiere of Season 3 comes after an announcement that the show has been approved already for a 4th season. And what's new in the music scene? Don Toliver's new album will be available for streaming tomorrow. Toliver's album is titled Lovesick and will feature 16 brand new tracks. The album will be available for listening wherever you stream music. And if you love thrifting, then you should definitely check this out. A group of UCO students have started their own business. BJ's Vintage is a side hustle and a way that the students give back to their community. They had a pop-up show today on campus featuring a variety of name brand clothing pieces for great prices and for all sizes. For more events and clothing drops, check out their Instagram at bjsvintage_. And I'm so glad that people are shopping vintage, being sustainable, and not following the common trends of fast fashion.
Yeah, absolutely. It's better for the environment, and also it's a great way to save money.
Yeah, for sure. As college students, we're always looking for something that, won't break the bank.
Absolutely.
But stay with us. We're going to see what's new in the sports world. That's up next.
Feel the beat of nature at a park or forest near you. Find a forest and music inspired by nature at discovertheforest.org.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Welcome back, Broncos sports fans. I'm Peyton Scott, and this is your Thursday Sports Report. Tonight sets up a matchup 8 years in the making. UCO's men's basketball team plays Northwest Missouri State twice in the regular season for the first time in 8 years. The number 7 ranked Broncos go to Maryville, Missouri to play the number 2 ranked Northwest Missouri State Bearcats. Tip-off is set for 7:30. UCO is 23-3 overall and 17-3 in MIAA play. The Broncos are second in the league standings. Northwest Missouri State is 25-2 overall and 18-3 in MIAA play. The Bearcats are the first ranked team in league standings. A win for the home team clinches the title. UCO needs a win tonight and one more Saturday to earn the league title. Last season, the two teams were co-champions. I sat down with Coach Bob Hoffman and asked him about tonight's game.
I think we match up good against them, but they're terrific at what they do, and nobody's as good as what they do with their team than Coach McCollum. I mean, and it's well documented.
The women's basketball team will also be visiting Northwest Missouri State tonight as the Broncos begin the final week of play in the 2022-2023 regular season. Tip-off is scheduled for 5:30. UCO is 10-14 overall this season and 7-13 in the MIAA play. Northwest is 13-13 overall and is one game ahead of the Broncos in league standings. The Broncos are scheduled to visit Newman Saturday in the final game of the 2023 season. UCO needs one win to clinch one of the final 4 spots in the MIAA basketball championships next week in Kansas City, Missouri. The Broncos can finish as high as number 7 in the standings. It was announced Wednesday that the Central Oklahoma baseball team would remain number 13 in the country this week in the national top 25. UCO is 8-2 on the season and opens up MIAA play today with a 3-game series against Missouri Western. The Broncos will be hosting Missouri Western, which comes to Edmond with a 3-3 record on the year. The Broncos are currently playing their first game right now, and they will then play Friday at 3 and then Saturday at 1 at Wendell Simmons Field. All 3 games will be broadcasted live on the MIAA network. Now on to the mat, where the Broncos, who finished the dual season 13-1, will host the 11-team NCAA Division II Super Regional Tournament on February 26 at Hamilton Fieldhouse. The Broncos come into the tournament as the number 1 ranked team by the National Wrestling Coaches Association and with 9 ranked individual wrestlers. Heavyweight Sean Strick leads the way, being ranked at number 1 at his weight. The Broncos have 3 other individuals in the top 5. Defending national champion Dalton Abney is second at 197, while Gabe Johnson remains third at 157. Anthony Devine moved up to 5th at 174. That's all for sports this Thursday. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Peyton. And when we return, Amber Poston will give you your last look at weather.
And we'll see how a local community is helping Turkey. Stay with us.
Feel the beat of nature at a park or forest near you. Find a forest and music inspired by nature at discovertheforest.org.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
current conditions.
As search and rescue operations are turned into cleaning up efforts, the citizens of Turkey are still reeling nearly 2 weeks after a devastating earthquake claimed the lives of tens of thousands and left more injured and homeless. UCentral reporter Madeline Fisher has the details of how a local Turkish community has stepped up to help.
Over 6,000 miles from home, the Oklahoma Turkish community.
And UCO's own Arab Student Association is also making an effort to support those in need by hosting a bake sale in the Nye University Center today. All proceeds from the event will be donated to Turkey and Syria.
I actually spoke to the executive director of the Raindrop Turkish House about that bake sale that's happening this weekend. It's from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Raindrop Turkish House later this weekend. And he just said that he was so hopeful that Oklahomans will really just all join together. And, I think that we've really been able to see that a lot.
For sure. One thing I love about Oklahoma is how Oklahomans pour into other people. And we noticed it with the Ukraine situation as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's continuing. I know that tomorrow actually marks the 1 year since the war in Ukraine started. And so this Saturday at the Capitol, there are people who are going to be rallying to show support to people in Ukraine.
How awesome is that? Well, if you're not doing anything this weekend, definitely check that out. It's a good cause, and we'll continue to keep you updated with those stories.
Yeah.
Have a good night. That's all the time we have today. I'm Eden Jones.
I'm Jocelyn Schifferdecker.